Give everybody a minute to log in, hop on. I need to see who this is. What's going on, good people? We're gonna get it cracking here in just a minute. We're waiting for everybody to log in. While we're doing that, I want to just say that anybody that's on my personal page, please feel free to join the discussion on Truth Be Told, which is our group here. We're having an interesting conversation about courting, specifically men courting women in 2020. So I want to talk about it. One of my great partners, Michelle Morey, posed a great question in the group about, I guess, men and how, I guess, courting has changed. What's up, Simon? No, ma'am. No, Kelly, I'm not. I mean, everyone, please share it. Tag some people if you want to get them in on the conversation. Normally, when I do a Nobody Listens to Lance, I have this list like mapped out of like things that we're going to discuss. But I feel like this topic specifically has so many different avenues that we can talk about it for a while. So without further ado, we'll just go ahead and get started. So the post said essentially men should not be expected to be courted back in 2020, and they're somehow maybe less of a man as a result of expecting or wanting to be courted in 2020. Now here's the thing. I don't really see anything wrong with a man wanting to be courted in 2020. They're not any less of a man, and I want to be very clear about what courting means. So I guess we should probably start by defining that. So for me, courting is simply showing interest. I don't think there's anything wrong with a man expecting a woman to show the same interest in him that she expects. That doesn't seem like a very outlandish train of thought. So normally, in all of my lives, we, ask you to chime in. Are you guys comfortable with that term as it relates to courting? Which I do think should go both ways. Courting should go both ways. Are you guys comfortable with the term courting? Courting meaning that two people to show interest in each other. Now, if anybody disagrees with that term or that definition, then let's start there, because that's going to be the framework for everything that we discussed today. So, does anybody opposed? Let me see. Let me hit the little refresh. All right. I don't see any disagreements here. And again, people that are on. Okay, Natasha, then tell me, please, if you don't mind, tell me what courting is to your definition. Sir, we're not gonna move any further until we find out, because I'm curious about what Natasha's perception of courting is. Do we believe that it's just one way? But let me hit the refresh and see if she's responded. Sunshine, hey. So the people that just tuned in, right now we're waiting on the definition of courting. So my definition is someone showing interest. which I believe should be done by two parties. Dictionary is different. Then Kelly, tell me what Webster says, because that's what I'd like to use. So, and that separates the difference between opinion and fact. So let's use what the definition says. Not comfortable with courting a man. Showing interest, yes, but maybe I'm old school. But I think a woman should be courted. So this is why the definition is very important. To me, it's an active pursuit. You initiate contact for the most part. You make your intentions known. I don't think courting is super necessary in 2020, but it is old school tradition. Okay, so I'm gonna try to just touch on, and Kelly, I'm still waiting on, I guess, Webster. Please note your source when you put the definition in there, so in case anybody else wants to watch or read. I'm sorry. So. Your statement was not comfortable with courting a man. Showing interest, yes. So if you're showing interest in a man, I'd like to know what that is defined as, because to me, showing interest is the same thing as courting. Tasha's definition is an active pursuit. So essentially, if I'm actively pursuing you, what exactly are you doing? Sitting back doing nothing? Do you share any responsibility? Should we not pursue each other so that we can build together? Because if we're a team, then in my opinion, that is exactly what the hell you should be doing. You should show a man that you are interested in him as he is showing that he is interested in you. Otherwise, you're not showing interest and he's showing interest, and then what does that mean? That means he just took an L, right? That's what curved is. When you curve somebody, you curve the person that shows interest in you, you don't show interest back. As a result, you've curved them. So if that's how we define curve, which I'm pretty confident that that's going to read that way, then it is your responsibility to, at the very least, show interest back. That's not all a man's responsibility. What does that mean? Just chase you. You decide when you want to play. They're not fucking. It's not a Matchbox car. So up to this point, I do believe that women should take some sort of responsibility. Part of my response is that reciprocating, yes, but not initiating in the beginning. Now that's fine. Now let me say this. So I feel like the clock has turned on a lot of different things, and women initiating is fine. Let me say this. If somebody finds happiness because the woman initiated it, who fucking cares? Like that's two people that's happy. Be happy for them. Don't bash the process because they found happiness because she simply initiated. Now, let me just say, this is not my opinion is not necessarily that it is a woman's responsibility to do these things. It is simply to say that I feel like in today's world, a lot of things are changing, but this part is not. Like, it's still stuck. Like, so like in the post in our group, there was a reference to what our grandparents did, what our parents did. There's a lot of things that my grandparents did that they probably would not do today. Same thing for my parents. They provided guidance, but it isn't fucking law. I mean, so when we use the term old school, like, how important is the term old school? Of course, there are millions of marriages that flourish that way. But on the flip side, if a woman misses an opportunity with a man simply because she didn't ask, I mean, that's on them. I mean, just be happy for them. Courting in the old days was a man pursuing a woman with sole intention of marriage. Many people in 2020 are dating more casually, so if they get married, cool. The intention isn't marriage from the first couple of dates in 2020. In 2020, dating is general, not courting at all. Okay, so I don't think there's any confusion there. So I guess let me give a baseline. So I believe that if you're pursuing someone, and your intentions are, and so we're gonna say for the sake of the live, you're pursuing someone and your intention is to build a relationship, right? Because you don't necessarily know if it's anything other than that unless you've clearly defined that. So, and here's where the double standard comes in. If we in 2020 say this person is interested in me, and in per Lance's world, I should show that I'm interested in him, and then we begin to build. Well, the goal is to be married, but you can't, or in my opinion, you should not say, well, I'm for lack of better words, I'm not going to reciprocate the effort simply because it's 2020, because to me that's an excuse on why a woman should not pull their weight. So essentially, in 2020, the guy is supposed to initiate, which in my opinion, throw that shot out the window, doesn't matter who initiates, and show that he's interested while the woman sits back. And at what point does she decide to play the game? Like, again, we got to have some fucking participation here from both ways if you're gonna have. And again, maybe I'm wrong because I'm thinking that it's we should have like this 50-50 thing, or a team. Because sometimes it ain't. When you with a team, it's not always 50-50. Somebody has to carry the team sometimes. That's all good. But let me see what my girl Kelly has to say. Let me get to see more. Oh shit! Sorry, Kelly. Be involved with romantically, typically with the intention of marrying. Pay special attention to someone and attempt to win their favor. Go to great lengths to win favorable attention. So that is, she didn't cite her source, but that is the definition of courting. Now, isn't it two people that want to get married? Shouldn't two people show attention to each other? That's how the other person knows. Like, it's a symbiote circle. They feed each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm pumping good energy, good life into you. We build together. I mean, it'd be nice to feel like you're giving that back. But to the post, in the group, Truth Be Told, again, guys, join the group, Truth Be Told, red border. It sounded like, or to me it read like, men are less of, or a man is less of a man as a result of him wanting reciprocation. Ms. Hamilton, one-sided communication is not cool by any means. There should be reciprocity. Everybody wants to feel wanted. I think that that's fair. I guess the part that I'm lost at in just 2020, because I see these type of posts all the time. And the first thing, women will get on the post, no, and that's cool if that's what if you choose not to do. But again, to question one's manhood because of that, and I'm gonna tell you what's funny, because I think that we live in a world where, I think in today's world, more women are quote unquote shooting their shot. I don't have any data to speak to the success rate, but again, if it works for them, what's the problem? I mean, I don't get it. Let me hit the refresh here. Depends on the intent as a man. Now that's part of the pre-screen process. So that might be a separate video as it relates to what the pre-screen is. But let's assume that you've covered that in the pre-screen, and his intentions. Because honestly, how many guys say, well, you know what, I just want to fuck your brains out? I don't know. Again, I don't have any data on that. But if you ask the question more times than not, I believe a man will say, hey, I want to be with you, whether it be bullshit or not. So, if people say, if the guys say, no, I would tell you, I mean, that's fine if they would. But let's assume that they want to move forward. Kelly, friendships, relationships are equal investments. Both parties invested in the outcome, in my opinion. That's good. Google defines search count courting. Okay, I agree. Women should reciprocate. Women should not court, though, at least for me. I need a man to clearly show his intention for me, and if I like him, I reciprocate 1,000%. I'm not chasing a man to win his favor. Okay. Well, Natasha, that's a personal preference. Makes sense, and I feel very confident that probably 80% of women probably agree with you. But let me ask you this. And I don't like the term chasing, but why not? What's wrong with chasing a man if you're interested? Why is that such a heinous act? Oh wait, I'm gonna just scroll down. So if you ask a woman out on dates, should she be matching that? Well, if she wants to fucking see me, I don't see anything wrong with it. That's the part that I'm hung up on, because what's wrong? So if I plan, let's say, the first 3 dates, just first 3 dates, and someone says to me, or she says to me, hey, I hadn't seen you this week. Let's go out, grab a bite to eat. What the fuck is wrong with that? Because in my mind, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. How much of this is our ego? Like, I feel like we're blinded by our own egos. And again, I'm curious for everybody, because there's been a few people that says, well, hell, I ain't chasing no man. Okay, but why? What's the reason? So if a woman says, oh, hey, I want to see you, what's wrong with that? What's more important, the fact that she needed to ask, or that you had an opportunity to see each other? Which one means more? So I don't know. That's me on that. But Cora, I don't think that's what the post said. So if you don't mind, because I believe if I minimize my screen, and I probably should have taken this screenshot. You know what? I'm gonna try it. If I lose y'all, I'm sorry. Let's see. Oh, yep. It says pause. Yikes. Okay, so I can't do it. So, Shakur, if you don't mind, if you can tell me exactly what the post said, I would appreciate it. And then we can be very specific. If a man has interest, he will pursue. Well, I think that if anybody is fucking interested, they should pursue. I just don't think that. I guess I just don't see why that's only regulated to men, and why men should be discredited if they opt to not do that. April, I believe in courtship going both ways. I just feel like I want to feel special. I think that that's very important. I feel a man should know his worth and also be made to feel special. So April, I mean, I agree with the post. It makes sense. I guess the problem is that unfortunately everyone doesn't feel that way. I just told him I need to see him this weekend. Does that mean you're chasing? No, that simply means you just want to see somebody, and there's nothing fucking wrong with that. So you weren't blinded by your ego. You weren't blinded by what women feel 2020 should be like as it relates to a man. So Miss Hamilton, fucking good for you. I hope you guys have a good fucking weekend. Because you know what? Both of you deserve it, not just one person. Building a relationship in any scenario should require intentional effort and open communication on both parts. As you are building, ask those questions to what a relationship includes in each other's personal scheme to see if you're like-minded and relationship goals. Fair enough, makes sense. I'm with you 100%, Adrian. Nothing wrong with that. Melody, men and women are differently metaphysically and spiritually. Our energetic purposes are different. Our energetic purposes are different, and all of this has been listed in our culture. A woman pursuing is a foundation for energy to be misaligned. Well, I'm gonna just say, Melody, I have to disagree with you 100%. Because again, what's more important? If a woman sees someone or sees something that she likes, right? She says, "Hey, guy, think you're handsome. Here's my phone number. Let's get to know each other." The energy is aligned because of that. Because in today's world, that is that's a normal conversation. Now, obviously, there's a flirting part, but this is a conversation you literally can have in an elevator, at a grocery store, at the mall, gas station. So I don't believe that anything is misaligned. And again, this is simply, I mean, obviously it's just opinionated. My opinions. Miss Hamilton, I'm on my personal page, and yeah, it's a little bit more busier on my personal page. But I don't believe that you're setting yourself up for failure simply because a girl or a woman says, "What's your phone number?" Or if they already have it, "Hey, let's go grab a bite to eat." But I humbly respect your opinion. I just don't necessarily agree with it. Fuck ego, go for it. Yes, Kelly. Yes, agreed. Jess. So is it the fear of rejection that's driving this? I don't believe that women get rejected. You know, I hear it, but it's almost like a fucking myth. You know what I'm saying? So what a woman is saying is that, hey, when the woman does have the gumption to say, "You know what? I'm feeling this dude. I'm gonna talk to him." He says, "Nah, I'm not interested." Well, hell, that's what the fuck you expect a guy to do. I don't know. Call me crazy. It's a weird double standard, obviously. I mean, Natasha, see, it's not heinous. It's just not for me. I'm super traditional in my dating habits. If the guy asks me out and we have fun, then I'll ask him out the next time. I'll make sure that he feels wanted and desired. However, I won't initiate that first contact. I still believe men go after what they want. Okay, so I want to expand on the post that initially that made me want to do the live in the first place. There was multiple comments, and I don't have the post. Shakura, my girl, I thought you were going to give me that post so I could read it verbatim. But the other part of the post was wanting to be taken care of. Natasha, I think that there's nothing wrong with your perception of that or how you choose to handle it. Obviously, it's your dating life. But and again, there's nothing wrong with a woman sitting back and, you know what? So wait, I do have a question before I expand on that. So if you meet a man, maybe you work with a guy, maybe you see the guy online, maybe whatever the case may be, and you like him, are you saying that you will not speak to him, even if, well, you will not pursue him simply because that's not what you do? Even though you like him, you just let it burn right there on the spot. I'm feeling this guy, but I ain't gonna talk to this motherfucker because I don't do that shit. That could be your fucking husband right there. And he may not ever shoot a shot at you because men get gunned down so often. He might be like, man, shit, I'm intimidated. You know what I'm saying? Natasha might be like, man, that long hair, light skin, that might be out my league or some shit. But you're not gonna talk to him even if you like him? That's tough. That's tough. Let me just say this, and everybody knows I love my daughter, right? Like, I fucking love my daughter. If there was a man and she liked him, I would tell her to say something. Something. Give the fucking phone number at the very least. Now, whether it's used or not, at least get a fucking phone number. What can happen? He gonna take the motherfucking number even if he has zero intention of using it. But to the second part, okay, Shakur, I appreciate you looking though. The other part, oh, original post, bam, okay, all right. And I'm just gonna paraphrase. Is it weird how some guys demand to be courted and taken care of like women? I understand generational changes, but we all ain't our grandparents. I'm seeing a lot of women saying, but women don't. Like, are you the man or not? Okay, so that's the original post. So, I mean, absolutely nothing wrong with the post. Came from a great friend of mine, my right-hand man, or right-hand woman. But taken care of. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about taking care of, right? So we're beyond the courting, right? Taking care of, to me, is like, so I might take care of you by saying, you said you wanted this, I'm gonna get it for you, right? I'm gonna take care of you, and let me say, taking care of someone goes way beyond just the tangible. This is, obviously emotional support, spiritual support, so on and so forth. But I don't think a man is any less of a man by saying, well, damn, I pay your car note, half your mortgage. Today I don't have it. Can you cover dinner? I don't know if that's taken care of like a woman. I mean, but if a fucking woman does that, then so what? Who cares? Right? Who cares? Again, I just don't think you're any less of a man. And I see that train of thought often. Let me read what you got here, Royal. It doesn't feel natural, nothing to do with ego for me. A woman needs to feel feminine in her space, and being courted properly allows that to happen. Men are hunters by nature, right? Where'd you read that at? I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying, where'd you read that at? Men are hunters. Like, are we talking about like the Stone Age? And again, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that there are often times that I feel like we lean on things. We have to sit back and say, our DNA has been changed from the Paleolithic era, and I'm not saying, and I, by no means am I saying a woman should fucking go hunt. I'm not saying that at all. But I don't feel like you're any less feminine by saying, I'll buy lunch today. Or, hey, guy, I think that you're really cool. Here's my phone number. Now, I'm not a woman, but just in my mind, I don't think that you're any less feminine by saying, let's go to dinner. No more than the guy is any more of a man by saying he's gonna do the same. And let me say this. And I'm not saying that a woman should not be a woman. What I'm saying is that, again, everything has changed on the clock, right? So, like, go women, go the gay community uprising, and these are all good things, right? Women independence, equal pay for women, all of these things. But they won't ask a man that they're interested in to go out on a date. Again, nobody listens to Lance anyway, so you already know. Let's see here. Melody, how you start is how you finish. Being available and leading a relationship is different. Subtle but powerful. That's a very powerful statement. And honestly, that sounds like something that I would say. But then I also have said in many, many, many times, it's not about how you start. It is about how you finish. And I've seen many relationships come out of the stumbling. They've found their footing and they've been successful. So, I mean, I understand, that might be a philosophy, you go by. I personally do it the other way around, but I mean, it's all good. I mean, I get it. Adrian, what? Yes, we do get rejected more often than you think. Man. So, I wouldn't minimize your statement, right? But I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on it, 'cause I think that's, I just don't. So if you feel like that happens to women, I feel comfortable saying that you should probably quadruple that for men on average. A great way to look at it is that you're a woman, you line up 10 men, you give 10 different people your phone number. I feel very comfortable, assuming that they're available. 9 out of 10 would call. They would all take it. And you know what? Let's put that in 2020 terms. You find 10 people's inbox. You send 10 people, hey, I'm interested in you, give me a call. I feel confident you get 9 calls. Guys are different. The way that men view that is different altogether. Women, they go look at your profile pic and be like, I saw this the other day. One of my friends posted, they said that the guy was cute, goes to his page, he has 5 kids, it's a wrap, finito, rejected. Now, again, what people choose to reject people for is their business. I'm just simply saying that I feel like the rejection rate for men is probably quadruple whatever it is for women. But I digress. Shakura, what we got here? I will give to the extent that I won't feel like I've given too much if we were to part ways. And I feel men should do the same. Okay. That's fair. Feels like you're holding back a little bit though. Now I'm not saying pour everything, but it feels like if you're not giving your all, then you're restricting. So you might be holding back potential. April, let's see what you got. I have jumped in a couple inboxes when I'm interested. My thing is I would rather know than not know. If they aren't available, well, I know. What's wrong with that? That's that's I think that's totally fair. I think that that's what people should do, man or woman. If you fucking want it, then you better fucking go get it. Now again, and I don't want this to sound funny. Obviously, the more attractive you are, or the better your status is, then the more what's the word I'm looking for? More you screen shit a little different when you got a lot of options, right? So if you're ugly, now we got to be honest, because I mean, I don't know if ugly people look in the mirror and say, I realize I'm ugly, so I'm gonna handle shit a little different. I see people joke all the time about how like sometimes ugly people don't realize they're ugly, and then they still do whatever they want to do, like as it relates to the inbox, whatever. But obviously, the more attractive you are, the more opportunities you have to curve people, which is again the opposite of courting. But yeah, I mean, good for you, April, as you fucking should. Chris, what's up, my man? Let me take a minute real quick. If you need a logo design, see my boy Chris. He's on the feed right now. Chris, drop your link. And anybody who has a small business, I'm real big about supporting small businesses. So if you have a business, please feel free to drop it on the feed, and hope maybe somebody will see it, and maybe you guys can link up and do business together. I'm real big about that. So again, any business you may have, here's your free billboard. So drop that shit. Let's get this money together. Hopefully, it'll make a difference. My boy Dame, all I know, this is his shit. You know what I'm saying? I support my people. If you want, you got gear, I'll buy it. I'll rock the shit during the live, and I'll give you a shout out. Sorry, just wanted to let everybody know that. Kelly, who cares if you're rejected? No loss, keep it moving, and don't be snotty about it either. It's a level of maturity and confidence. We ain't all there yet. I can tell you that right now. We ain't all there yet. That's the part right there. That's the way it should be, but I'm gonna tell you, it fucking sucks to get shot down. It fucking sucks to be ignored. But you know what? Hopefully we'll get there. What's the post? Chris, on the live, drop your post, your link for your business in the live. Just like you typed in, what's the post? Type in the business link. And if someone's interested, they'll hit your link. Melody, friendships, it's whatever. Pairing up as mates is different. Sometimes things work themselves out, but we have this within us for a reason. What's the reason? That your mama told you? Your grandmama told you? A book told you? I mean, I don't know. Because for the women that are aggressive, is there something different in them that is not in a woman who opts to sit back? And also, I mean, there's a lot of things that we can just, I ain't gonna call it think outside the box, just think different. You know what I'm saying? Again, I mean, the whole purpose of the live was just to say, well, you know what? Let's just all talk about it. You know what I mean? Let me scroll here. Sorry. Miss Logan, I ain't seen you in forever. Natasha, I won't do anything first. However, for the most part, men I've been really attracted to up front have felt the same way and initiated contact with me. Okay. Some people got it like that. I understand. We'll leave it at that. I understand. Um, everybody's different. You prefer a woman with oh shit. Everyone's different. If you prefer a woman with masculine energy, then it's nothing wrong with it if it works for you. So this is kind of what I mean. Um, a woman is not masculine because they say, "I think you're attractive. Here's my phone number." That's not a masculine trait. That's a If you were in sales, they would say that that's a go-getter's trait. Um, if you're running a business, then that's the type of employee that you would want. Um, I don't think that has anything to do with masculinity. Um, but again, like always, I do respect your opinion on it. That and to me, I think that also implies. So what does that say about the guy? Like, is the guy? Are they role reversal? I mean, I don't know. But again, I don't think that a man is any less of a man if he wants that, and I don't think that a woman is any more of a man because they decided to get what they want. Yeah. January, what's up? Men should and need to be taken care of. Well, I agree. Ain't got no rebuttal there, sister. Yeah. Polarity is a lost art. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are a lost art, but yeah, I mean, maybe you're right on that one. Jessica, why do y'all look over the good woman and settle for less? Let me tell you, it's funny. I don't want this to sound funny, but you know what? The less part is probably those who probably hop in the inbox. Excuse me. So I don't think that men intentionally do this. I'm gonna run a scenario by you, right? I think it's very plausible. You know what? What I like to do is actually, I don't want to run a scenario by you. So this is the equivalent to saying, why do good guys finish last, right? It's the same thing. So women that are good feel like they're often looked over, and not from a judgmental place, for maybe a less, someone with less potential. And there's a few different ways that can go. So I'm gonna just use myself. I often use my own references because they're the easiest to speak from. I would consider myself a good guy, and I've been in a few situations where I was interested in someone. They would give this list of things that they hey, I'm making a point to not be intimate with you. You're a good guy. Don't take the time. Blah 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 blah. You know the song and dance. You know. And then things. I'm gonna say stall out. I'm not gonna say don't work out, but they stall out, right? They start entertaining what I would consider, without any judgment, a lower prospect. Okay. I feel very comfortable that my husband potential is off the chart. Like I feel like it's going this way, right? Now again, it's not to judge anybody, but when I see the entertainment of the other person, I would say that they may not have, and I'm not going to measure this with tangible things. They just don't have the ability to lead a household, right? So I see them maybe going down, right? But this person will deal with the person going down, have a kid, realize that the person wasn't shit from the beginning, and then may come back and offer themselves to me. They may not have liked my slow and steady approach to dating. So they moved. Women that are good women often have a slow approach to dating. Where there are women that, we all know that person who meets somebody in a week, they in a relationship, engaged, all that shit in 3 months. Well, those type of women, they're easy. And I guess maybe that's where the term easy comes from. So the guy will deal with that, what's easy, than to take the slow grind to their wife. That's probably the easiest way that I can explain it. That might be another video too. That's my take on the why they settle for less. Because we live in a microwave world. We want it now. So may not want to wait 3 months to be intimate. You may not want to wait 3 months to know you're the one. You may not want to know where you got some thought popping in the inbox. Yo, what's up? You make a poor choice. Good girls sitting there like, how the fuck does this happen? I understand. So I hope that answered your question, or shed a little light on it at the very least. Melody, I think men are starting to want to be more emotionally taken care of throughout the relationship now. Like women need to be more masculine and feminine, and men are more feminine. Yikes. Melody, we done crashed all day today. I again disagree. So men, and I'm gonna speak very specific to black men. Emotional support is something that black men have lacked for a long, long time. We live in a world where things are much more visible these days, so you see it more because people can express themselves more. I often write on Facebook all the time, and I use the hashtag, "This is my canvas," because there is so much fucking turmoil in my life, and that's how I get it out. Like, I literally write it out, and I feel better about it. But men as a whole need, for lack of better words, a fucking shoulder to cry on. And that's not on no feminine shit. If men had better outlets, whether that be a therapist, I would imagine the whole world would be different as a whole. So again, I disagree. I don't believe that that's a feminine trait. I think that a man should be able to express that they're hurting without ridicule. And as a result, that's why so many men don't. They keep that shit in, and that's why you see like numbers rising, suicide numbers rising, people fucking killing everybody in the fucking house, like, because they do not have an outlet. So I'm gonna just say this for anybody that's watching, any men that are watching specifically, if you have access to a therapist, go fucking see a therapist, please. And I'm gonna just say, for myself personally, to speak to the back half of the statement, I don't really need a woman to be more. And I think that, let me just say that we define masculinity different. Obviously, I don't need a woman to go out and cut my fucking grass. I don't need her to open up my door. It's really, when you think about it, more to the emotional side, because feeling appreciated, that's an emotion. If I pour everything I have into a fucking woman, it would be great to simply hear the words you appreciate it. Or, hey, you know what? Shit is tight. Here's a card to say thank you. I don't think anything's wrong with that. So I think that men should be able to express themselves emotionally. I think. But, Royal didn't read it how I was raised. Raised by my fathers. Men in my family are providers in that nature. That it's that I know. So I think that you're saying that maybe the men in the family are providers. So I agree. There's nothing wrong. So let me take a step back. If it works for the household, I don't give a fuck who provides. It's now again, I'm not saying that that's how my household would work, but I'm saying I don't really care. Like I'm not tripping about that. If that works for some people, however their shit runs and it runs good, fine. Then good for them. There's nothing wrong with a man being a provider. I certainly am not questioning that. I'm just simply saying that it doesn't hurt to feel appreciated every now and again. If you meet your husband because you initiated the contact and he's a provider, then you fucking won. And don't let anybody take that away from you. If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? I think good is a relative term for, let's see, what's good to one may not be good for another. Absolutely. I mean, everything is subjective. Absolutely. I mean, you know what they say about opinions. Just don't ask 3 men on the same, oh, no. Yeah, don't double book. Sharing costs and saying I want to see you, etc. isn't it. It's taking the lead and wanting to not provide or cater that is lacking. So again, I mean we've covered so much, so I'm not sure in what context this is, but you're no less of a leader, just like you're no less of a man, because a guy or because a woman asks you for their phone number or for your phone number. If you're in a relationship and you feel like you're not getting if you're not being led in the right direction, then that's another conversation, I think, or another live or whatever. Because I think that everybody wants to feel. I mean, I guess all women want to feel like they have a leader in their corner. So I mean, I get that. But again, I might. I mean, we've covered so much, so I'm not sure what context. Melody, I apologize. Adrian, if I'm interested, ask. Angel, I don't mind going for what I want. There's a way to do everything. Agree? I will give to the point I feel I have not given too much. Not given too much. If we were to part ways, I feel men should do the same. Again, I feel like that's restriction. I feel like you filtered what you're given. I mean, if you're saying that you're okay with a man doing that to you, then fair enough. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for what you're prepared to give, which I think is the whole point. Hey, Amy, how you doing? Nicole, Kia, Angel, Bunny, Chris, Cuzzo, Cam. I jump in. Yes, Chris, go ahead. Um, I'm not in there, Kelly. Rejection hurts, but I'm not initiating. I will small, I will small talk to death after the connection is made. However, they'll definitely know the level of interest. Okay, so let's talk about that. So to me, you meet someone, right? You're interested, right? Now, instead of saying, I like this dude, but I ain't about to say shit because I don't motherfucking chase dudes. You're saying, well, you know what? I'm gonna just drop some subtle hints and let them see what's good. And if it goes from there, it goes from there. So you put in a little work, which, again, there's nothing wrong with that. Because, again, my initial question is, do women not share any responsibility here? Like, should they not fucking do anything? Because, again, if a guy is chasing you and you're not paying him attention, if you're ignoring him, then, again, that is the definition of curving. And if you're curving him, then you're wasting his fucking time. But if you're really interested in him, why not put forth a little effort so you guys can get to the goal faster? And again, this is assuming that the goal is marriage. But even if the goal was just to fuck, from a formality standpoint, I mean, the quicker y'all on the same page, the quicker you can get to whatever you mutually want, whatever that may be. Men don't do what they are supposed to unless they have to. That's sadly why we are different. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna just humbly decline to speak on that. If your life experiences have taught you that, then I get it. I will just quickly say that I don't believe everybody's like that. But, I mean, you know your life better than me, right? Shaq, what's up, my brother? It's definitely masculine energy. It's masculine energy to say, hey, can I have your phone number? Is it masculine energy to say, hey, can I have a drink? Is it masculine energy to say, you're attractive? I mean, okay. So, Royal, I have a question for you. In the role of pursuit, no, let's take that back. In the role of courting, please define the woman's responsibility in courting. I'm gonna wait on your answer. Natasha, not everything is traditional. Oh, I'm sorry. Not everything that is traditional needs to be abandoned because it's 2020. I applaud some women who choose to pursue, but men complaining about women not pursuing them is kind of ridiculous. So, I agree. You do not abandon the shit that works. Again, if we have changed the times and the dial on all of this other shit, then I don't see why this would be excluded. Now, and I want to be clear, if men are running around saying, oh shit, I'm salty because women ain't pursuing me, I ain't cool with that. Like, I'm not saying that I'm co-signing with that. That's just my opinion, that I'm not co-signing. But if a dude take care of all his business, so I'm gonna use myself. If I take care of my fucking business, which I absolutely do, I got a problem with somebody telling me I am less of a man simply because I choose to say that. It's a fucking opinion. Again, I don't agree with everyone else's opinion, but and I don't expect everyone to agree with mine. But I'm just saying that was the premise in which I was saying you're not any less of a man because you say it. Again, I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I'm not gonna call a man a fucking woman because of that. Again, that's just me. you know. January was good. Chris, answer. Hop on here. How can you say the one he chose is less? You don't know what the other woman offered him. So I have a lot of experience in this. I have a lot of friends that, in my mind, and again, that's my opinion, we're closer to wife potential. And again, if that's the goal, wife potential, and they opted for something less. Now, when I say wife potential, I mean, and I'm just saying, from a general perspective, a woman who has their stuff together, career, good mental headspace, they want to build a future, they want to build things together. Now that falls under wife potential for me. I have seen my own personal friends bypass this, for lack of better words, for a motherfucking hood rat. Okay? From my own personal experiences, I have seen people bypass me for some bullshit. Now, again, I understand I ain't everybody's cup of tea. I ain't tripping. But I can look at these people today and say, you probably wish you should have zigged instead of zagged on this one, obviously. So I'm just speaking from my experiences, you know what I'm saying? A compliment and asking him out, taking the lead is different. I don't think that you're taking the lead because you asked somebody out. I don't even, you're starting something. To lead someone is a journey. You took a step. But again, that's subjective. Most men, what else I'm going to do is solidify for him or not be in practice of providing the comfort and pace, then mess and confusion. Again, I understand you speaking from your experiences. My experiences would say something different. I don't feel like it's masculine energy. I feel like knowing what you like and what you want and not being afraid to step out of the typical stereotype to initiate a conversation or exchange numbers. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, phone numbers. Phone numbers. So we've equated someone asking for a phone number to their ability to lead, to their ability to be a man, to question the foundation of a relationship over a fucking phone number or an inbox, which in the grand scheme of things in a relationship is pretty fucking trivial. It's the equivalent to, babe, you want a red toothbrush or an orange one? But okay, you know, it's all good. Chevy, what's up, man? Super long list, Chris. All right, so question. All right, hold on, I like to read it. Okay, all right. Realistically, what do men expect from women in dating in 2020? Is there a serious disconnect between the sexes? They seem to go at each other on social media, but everyone just seems to be speaking from a place of hurt. Yes, Natasha, my girl, I agree. There's so many fucking bitter people. So many bitter people. And I think there is a huge disconnect, and I think the disconnect comes from us being so rigid on our expectations. I think that and that's why you've heard me say often, if it works for them. Um, because at the end of the day, I want everyone to do what obviously what works for them. Um, I'd imagine there are a lot of relationships lost because of what I categorize as ego, but it may be categorized as tradition. It may be categorized as morals and values. Um, to me, I think that the only way to fix the disconnect, whether everyone agree with it or not, is remove all the stipulation, remove all the terms and conditions, and say it is as simple as this. If you like me and I don't know it, fucking tell me, because I might like you too. I might not look at you because I might have a lack of confidence and may not say a fucking word to you, because if I look at you, I am in awe of you. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm a good man. I'm a good person. The man can lead, all those things. He just doesn't fucking know. So if you turn around and say, you know what, I'm feeling you, fuck it, I'm gonna just fucking tell you, then you have changed the perception. And the same thing for a man. Like, I mean, again, to me, it doesn't fucking matter who reaches out to who. Just let somebody know something. Which I think is totally fair. And I think that it may not fix the problem, but I think that it is the safest way to cover everything. Yeah. Women too often fail to create an emotional safe place for men. That's facts. What's up, Michelle? A man should feel appreciated. It's human nature. Man or woman should feel that. Hey, Felicia. I feel like you should give what your heart desires without asking the opposite sex what they're doing. Boom. I agree with you on that, Michelle. Just, yeah. What changed that women now want women to do all the work? Michelle, I don't think anybody wants women to do all the work. I think that if that's what women wanted 30, 40, 50 years ago, well, I think that shit needs to change. I don't feel like anyone should do all of the work. I think that right now, the problem is that maybe fucking 30 years ago, like a lot of things that should have not have ever taken place, that, you know, managed to make it through to 2020, that shit need to be corrected. How are you asking me? Because, I mean, I guess if you're saying we're asking women to do all the work, I guess as it stands now, that men do all the work. Well, I think that that's fucking stupid. I think that if I'm interested in you and you're interested in back, then you should show me that. That helps us get to our goal. I don't think I should chase, and you just run. Then how are we going? How are we going? Where's it together? You're running, I'm running behind you. So, and again, I can't speak for everybody else. I'm just saying that in my opinion, a relationship is there's ebb and flow to it. It's not gonna always be 50 straight down the line. But what I'm saying is that there's this right here. We're moving back and forth. We're flowing together though. You know what I'm saying? Some days I may need to carry us. And that's fine. Some months I need to carry us. That's fine. But if I'm having an off day and I'm about to motherfucking go postal at work, well, baby doll, I might need you to pick up the slack today. I just think that that's fair. Men want to be pursued, undressed, flower scent. What's being left for women to look forward to? A fucking house. And I'm not saying that I agree with the flowers scent and all that. Like that. That's a bit much. I'm not asking to be undressed either. Which I think Well, I'll keep that to myself. Stability. A happy home. These are all things that a woman can look forward to. Going to church, praising the Lord, do all those things. Those are all things a woman can look forward to. But on the flip side of that, for a woman who does nothing, what is there? What's the point? So we bash these people who serial daters. We bash them, right? Why are they wrong if the woman gives nothing? I asked, and maybe you can chime in, what is the responsibility of a woman? I'm waiting on your answer. I asked somebody else that, I'm still waiting on the answer, I believe. Men have tunnel vision to plan and lead and create what's presented to them or from and motivated to do with their vision. Therefore, they do what they only. If I'm leading the pace for our relationship, you do not have to create a plan. Okay, so men do not have, or I'm gonna say this, not all men have tunnel vision. Not all men have a problem with leading a house. Not all men have, I guess, zero goal and ambition, which, in my opinion, is how you could describe men through 3 posts, Melody. I think that, and again, if you're speaking through experience, and I humbly respect that, and I mean, that's obviously the best, that's the best tool to have. I know a lot of good men, I have a lot of good friends that are married with successful households, businessmen, successful men, career men, God-fearing men. Men are not like that. The environment has a lot to do with some of those things, if they're roadblocks for some people. But yeah, I just don't agree with that. Yeah, that's all good. In the role of courting a woman, in the role of courting, a woman's role is to reciprocate if she is interested and to communicate if she is not interested, rather than have him pursue her unwillingly. God damn it. Listen, Gail, next time I see you, fucking first drink on me. Yes, ma'am. There's nothing wrong with that. A woman's role is to reciprocate. If you're fucking interested, fucking say so. I think that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm like, Gail, you fucking nailed it. But I don't know. I think we can really get into this on this forum. I love it, Melody, and I love everybody's, views and thoughts. I mean, we can talk about whatever. I might have to get my charger because my phone was like, it's 15%. So, shit. But, Jokima, I was taught to go after what you want, period. Jokima, we come from a different place. So, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I know, you know. We come from a different place, different environment. Reciprocating is different. Giving or doing for a man is not a problem, but when men expect to be treated like women would historically become a problem. Women paying for a meal, women paying for a meal or buying stuff once in a while to now having the norm is beyond me. Men asking why women don't open a door or pump his gas. It's problematic. I would consider that a problem. Let me just say that up to this point, I have never read a post where a man is complaining that a woman should open his door. Now, I'm not saying that you haven't seen it, and I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm just saying that across all of my social media feeds, that's 7,000 on Instagram, that's 4,967 on my personal page, that is 5,000 on Truth Be Told, 1,500 in Charlotte Exchange, and 1.4 in Beater Brothers of Carolina. I have never seen a post or a meme that said a man is complaining about pumping his gas or opening his door. If there is, then I'm going to say that I have a problem with that. And that's probably something that no man should ask and or require. So I hope that addresses that part of it. Now, paying for a meal, or treating, or gifting. I kind of spoke on this about when the big boom came out about the PS5s and a woman buying a man a PS5 and all this shit. If you have the means or the disposable income and you want to fucking treat your man for whatever your reason, then motherfucking do it. If that man is deserving of it in your eyes. I do not believe that there is anything wrong with something as trivial as alternating meals in a healthy relationship. That's not, I don't think that's crazy. And I mean, nobody's really counting, you know. One person covers 2 or 3, the other will be like, you know what, hey, I got it. The guy, I mean, you know, it's not worth arguing about. Like, and again, the guy's not any less of a man if he buys, you know, I done racked up $300 bills at restaurants all the time. If you do 369 in a month, that's $900 in a month. So if my love wants to say, I got this, what the fuck is wrong with that? I don't even understand, why is that even a debate? Like, what's wrong with that? So let me get this straight. If you have a son, he comes in and says, Mom, I met this woman, I really like her. You say, hey, what you guys been doing? We were going out to dinner, eating the finest that the city has to offer. I've spent about $3,000 on her. Is there not gonna be any pause as you're speaking to your son, like, wait, are you not? Is that why you only got $700 in your account now? Did she help you at all? Or she covered the tip? I would say something to my son about that. So again, I'm gonna use me. Because you want to make sure that it's not taken advantage of. So if the woman does nothing, because essentially prior to 2020 it was outlandish to even expect a woman to do anything here. Then again, if you're dating, so we're past the courting. If you're dating, then what exactly is your role? Practice handling your all just like you hold back that nut. So, sex is a two-way street. So, I'm gonna just leave it at that because it takes more than one person to have sex. So, pussy is not a form of payment for nothing. Pussy is not a result of a meal. No. Y'all are fucking each other. Right? So y'all both getting something. So even swaps no swindle, as the saying goes. Oh, let you in the live. Hold on, Chris. How you doing? You can hop on in. Bring Chris Will. There you go. Bro, he ain't even on the fucking post. Kelly, I have sign language for you. Chris wants to be in the video on this side. Approve. Add. So it's funny because Chris hopped in the group. I was gonna add him on. I was adding here because this is where the juice was going. But I hit add. I don't know where he is, where his ass is. Right. You have to be comfortable in what works for you and makes you happy. If someone not on the same page, move on. What does an emotional safe place look like for men? What would it look like to hear? What can we do to know women can be that safe place? So what does it look like? And I'll just say what it looks like for me. And how do you know that you're that safe place? So the first thing is allow the person to come to you on their time. There are times where we go through things, and you may think it's time to talk about it, but I may have spent 3 hours crying about it. I don't want to talk about it right now. I put it past me for the moment. So allow me to come to you when I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? So that's number one. Be available. Number two, no judgment. So if I come to you and tell you about my family's problems, I don't want to hear 10 days down the line you speak on something in a judgmental way. Number three, just listen. Sometimes it's not about giving any feedback. It's just about someone pouring out their feelings. You get those three? You in there. Thank you, Melody. I appreciate that. We don't see 90% of the men working on themselves, and their hurt makes them want women to do all the work and try to motivate a healthy relationship. I'm working to evolve. So when I grab me one on the 10%, it's always supposed to be 50% effort. We just have different aspects to bring. Yeah, I think that one thing that is often forgotten is knowing if you're available to date. Like emotionally, are you available to date? Shit. My phone is at 5%. So look, I'm gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna end, I'm gonna end here, right? I'm gonna hit finish here. So I'm gonna pull up another device. So y'all hop on the live on the other device. Guys, I'm gonna end here and log in on my personal page and run the rest of this from my personal page. So everybody come on over. Chris, I tried to add you, um, but I'm about to run it over on the next device. So follow me over there.